3, 2, 1.
Just drop that ass, bitches, open micers in the house. Pop that pussy with that open micers logo in your mouth. Jason with his bald ass head, Jacob looking inbred. Open micers, bitch, heard what I said. Drop that ass, open micers in the house. Drop that ass, pop that pussy, open micers in the house. Open micers in the house, open micers is a mouse. Drop that ass, pop that pussy, open micers in the house. The mic is now open.
That's right, the mic is now open. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm Jacob Craig, and Jason, I'm joining you from a brand new, undisclosed, bombed out bunker.
That's right.
Very exciting.
How does it feel to be a big boy now in your own apartment?
Feels nice. Sucks that anywhere I move to has horrible lighting. I was really banking on the overhead light being good enough to see my stupid dumb face, but I'm gonna have to hook up some lights in here apparently.
You look like a glazed ham right now is what you look like. You're like a Christmas ham.
Then apparently the lighting's fine because I just look like a Christmas ham.
I like it though. It'll work for now.
Yeah, it'll work for now. I'm currently joining everyone from the bedroom of my very own apartment. So yeah, man, it's fun. That's my window. That's my bookshelf. It's nice.
It's awesome. I like it. I dig it. But
Thanks.
how does it feel to have like big boy bills and pay things like that?
Well, I'm still not paying them. My fiance is, so it's nice.
Must be nice. That sounds lovely.
Yeah, well, technically I pay all the bills, but my money covers all the bills and her money covers literally everything else. So
Nice.
we're good. We're in a good spot together.
So I wanted to. We should. I was thinking. You know what we need to do? What this show needs? We need to start a rap beef. We need to start a rap beef with Lil Boosie. That's what we need to do.
Well, I don't know if Lil Boosie's the right person to start a rap beef with because he's crazy enough to like actually come after two podcasters from Mississippi.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I tried the rap beef thing with Mark Simmons because he was like, "Oh, I want to do a podcast with you, and we should promote it by like reigniting our feud." That was at one point real because he just like screwed me over just a bunch of times consecutively in a row, and I got tired of it, and I like lit him up on the podcast. But he was like, "Oh, let's bring that back to promote our thing," and then like it resulted in hate mail for me and made him look good. So I was like, I don't like this. I like my art form is not something where I can like create a beef with someone with and come out on top unless you want to do like a roast battle.
Yeah, you got to have a healthy amount of kayfabe when you do stuff like that. Because when you guys were doing that little beef thing, people were literally sending me messages on Facebook, and they're like, "Hey, that thing with Jacob and Mark, is that real?" I'm just like, I don't know. I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, we kept pretty good kayfabe because, like, I mean, it wasn't everyone. Like, a lot of Mark's friends were like, boo, fuck this guy. But, like, one of his friends is probably mildly autistic, like, sent me death threats. And I was like, buddy, we're actually friends.
See, that's
what is
the
wrong
thing
with
that's
you?
scary about, especially like you look at this thing between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, and they had like a drive-by shooting at his house. Like, even though this thing is probably just a publicity stunt, the thing is even with wrestling, there's still people out there who can't distinguish between reality and entertainment, and they take the shit way too seriously. Because I mean, there's still like wrestlers who get in fights with people like, you know, out in public because of the whole kayfabe thing. You know, like people think stuff like that's real, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially in rap, it's like 100% of it is generated anymore. Like, because no one's dying anymore. Like not in rapper beefs. Like they're dying doing stupid stuff, or they're dying because of something gang related.
Yeah,
Like
we haven't had
used
any.
to if you had a beef.
We haven't had any good murders since the 90s.
Yeah, dude, we need to put the murders back into gangster rap.
You hear that, hip hop community? Put the murder back in hip hop.
Come on, dude. Someone get Lil Baby, please. Someone go get Lil Baby right now. Just take him out.
Spoken like two white guys who have no clue what's going on in the world.
No, I mean, I like the Drake and Kendrick Lamar thing is definitely generated because it's like what more can they do to get more money and get more listeners and get even more famous besides, go after each other as the two most famous rappers on the planet.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else that you could do to get to the next level.
What is the next level, though? I mean, they're literally at the top. Like, there's nowhere else left to go. I mean,
exactly, down. The only other place left to go is down. So
the only place left to go is in the ground. That's how it has to be.
Yeah, I mean, we live in a world where Beyonce's putting out country albums to stay relevant. Like it's you're either going really up or really down. There's nowhere else to go. There's no lateral moves in the entertainment business.
How come rock bands don't do beefs? Like you never hear Limp Bizkit going after I don't know, like Rolling Stones or something,
See, I feel like it's because rap beefs are fake, so therefore they're super publicized. And I think rock beefs are real, so therefore they're not.
Yeah, but
because I feel like bands that have beef, they would just fight in the green room. They wouldn't make a big thing out of it.
There hasn't been any good rock murders at all that I know of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unless you're a conspiracy theorist who believes that, wasn't there a conspiracy theory that was like someone in AC/DC murdered Bon Scott or something like that?
I've never heard that. The only thing I can think of is that Courtney Love had Kurt Cobain killed. Like it's a pretty solid conspiracy theory. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I mean, back in the 70s when rock stars used to mess with each other's wives and stuff, like the worst that they would do is literally just write a song about it. Like that's what they would. That's where Layla came from, Eric Clapton, because because he started sleeping with whose wife was it? I think it was one of the Beatles that he started sleeping with his wife and then wrote a bunch of songs about her.
Dang, dude. I mean, talk about,
then you got
having some power.
Then you got Fleetwood Mac, who everybody in the band's fucking each other, and they're all writing diss tracks about each other and making each other sing songs about themselves and how shitty of a person they are every night. Like that's pretty gangster.
No, that's why Fleetwood Mac's for women. Because they're the messiest band of all time. They're like, I love you, but I'm going to talk bad about you to everybody.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's never been a girlier rock band in history.
You never seen Aerosmith wrote songs about people and I don't know. Most what rock people do is just write songs about one another. They never take it to that next level where they're doing drive-by. Yeah. You never heard of Robert Plant doing a drive-by shooting on I don't know, Paul McCartney's house or something.
Well, but then a few years ago, Paul Rudd got arrested. Not Ant-Man Paul Rudd, the drummer for AC/DC Paul Rudd got arrested for putting hits on people. Oh, Phil Rudd is his name?
I didn't hear about that. What is this? This is news to me.
Yeah, dude, he got arrested for putting hits on people.
Really?
Yeah, for hiring a hitman.
Wow.
I
Who's
assume on the other members of ACDC.
he? Why is he trying to get like a bigger cut of the
I
the
think so. I
royalties?
think that's his end game is to tour the country as the only original ACDC member. It's like fucking get Angus, dude.
Look,
I need this money.
I'm a drummer. I love drummers, but like, there's no way anybody would go see a band that's like, go see AC/DC with original member Phil Rudd. Like, everybody be like, who the hell is Phil Rudd?
You say that, but then like if Nirvana went on tour with Dave Grohl and two other guys, they'd sell out everywhere still.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's different though, because Dave Grohl has gone on to make an entire whole other thing with just him.
Well, I think that if Blink 182 was Travis Barker and two other random guys, that they would
Well,
still sell out everywhere.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, there are some drummers on the planet that have transcended being, just the drummer. But
Right.
Phil Rudd,
Like
Phil
what's
Rudd
his
is
name?
not one of those drummers.
More like oh gosh, what the guy? Phil Jackson.
Phil
The
Jackson.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight.
Oh,
Oh
Phil Collins.
Lord. Yeah, him.
What about him? What did he do?
He's the he drums, doesn't he? Isn't he
Well,
drum?
yeah, he started out in Genesis. Well, actually, he was the drummer, and Peter Gabriel was the singer for Genesis. But then he quit to go do a solo career, and Phil Collins took over singing and playing drums, and then went on to make his whole career himself, which is crazy because like every other song on the radio back in the '80s was Phil Collins. Like, that dude was everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't hear
But
him having beefs with anybody. He's not shooting up Peter Gabriel's house on the weekends.
no, the last thing that he did was he was mounting like a comeback tour or something like that, and his whole social media was just people commenting, telling him to not do that.
Why? Because he's so old?
I don't know, probably because the studio sucks. That's the only thing I can think of.
You take that back. Phil Collins is a national treasure.
Yeah, Tarzan Phil Collins is. The studio Phil Collins was on heroin.
I understand it though. The reason he named the song that is, I actually, being in bands for 30 something years now, what singers usually do when you're writing songs is like singers will just kind of scat over the song and then and come up with the lyrics later and try to fit words to whatever they're scatting over the music, and sometimes they can't find a word that fits, and that's what happened with Susudio. Is like that was his kind of scratch word while they were making the song, and he couldn't come up with anything to replace it, so he just called it Susudio, and everybody's like, what the fuck does that mean?
So you're telling me that
Yeah.
every famous rock song of all time. So you're telling me that Smells Like Teen Spirit started out as skibbity doo ba ba da ba ba ba.
Probably.
Skibidi-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Probably. I mean, maybe not all of it, but he probably had a couple of spots in the song where he didn't know what he wanted to say, so he would just say like nonsense words, which
Skidadoo.
ends up most of Nirvana's songs anyway.
I mean, I guess that explains why so many rock stars have died from heroin overdoses because they're basically jazz players. They're just scatting over everything.
Yeah, they love the scat play. The singers, they love the scat play.
Okay, Jason, thank you for that. Thank you for that well-placed pun. That
Yeah.
was definitely
I-
right there for the take.
Yeah, I took it. I took that low-hanging fruit and I took a big old bite out of it.
just like this, just like the singer took a big old scat on his chest.
That's what Phil Collins did. He was squeezing one out. He's like, Susudio, and that's what came out was Susudio.
All right, we can move on. But relatively poop related. I've recently developed a shellfish allergy. I don't know if
Really?
I've told you about this.
No, I haven't heard this.
Yeah, so my mom, when she was a teenager, she developed an allergy to shrimp and several other things. And she figured out it's an iodine allergy. And I've recently developed the same thing. So, like the last few times I've ingested shrimp, I've gotten violently ill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's teacher appreciation week this week. So at work, we got lunch catered for us. And the options were some bullshit shrimp pasta, blackened chicken Alfredo, or shrimp and grits. And so I made my plate with chicken Alfredo and I got the cookie and the roll or whatever. And then they come over the walkie and they say, hey, there's still plenty in here if anyone wants seconds. So, of course, I'm already there.
You're like, I'm going for fourths.
Yeah, I go and make a second plate and I put a little bit of chicken pasta on my plate and I look over longingly at that shrimp and grits.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh, remember those good times we had, baby? And then I heard it speaking to me. It was like, oh, I remember. Why don't you come get some, Big Papa? So I put a little bit of shrimp and grits on my plate and I went to the nurse and I preemptively took a Benadryl. And I ate my shrimp and grits and it was so good. And then as soon as I get home, like, first of all, so usually it just upsets my stomach and I'll poop a lot. But almost as soon as I ate the shrimp, my throat started getting scratchy. And I'm like about to have a panic attack because I'm just sitting there about to fall asleep from the Benadryl. Like, and I feel my throat closing. And I'm like, I don't want everyone to be right. Everyone told me not to do this. I don't want to prove everyone right. I don't have a will. I don't have anything to give away. But I turned out to be fine. But I got home and immediately the Benadryl wore off. Whoa. And I've just been.
You don't have any EpiPens handy, huh?
No, and I've been making my own shrimp and grits in the toilet ever since I got
here. You might want to invest in some EpiPens, buddy, because I know you and you're not going to not eat the shrimp and grits when it's put in front of you. You're not going to turn down anything with seafood or shrimp. So just keep them EpiPens ready, buddy. Just go get you a box of them and just have them put them at like a bandolier, like Chewbacca, just a bandolier of EpiPens.
Just put them in a crossbow and shoot them at me from 40 yards whenever you see me eating sushi.
God damn it, Jacob.
I mean, the obvious choice, like the obvious decision would be to just not eat the shrimp and grits.
That would be the easiest, probably the smartest thing to do. But I know you're not going to do that.
I'm not going to do it. I had every opportunity to not do it. I managed to not do it once. But problem was I couldn't not do it twice. And you can put that on my headstone, Daddy. I couldn't not do it twice.
I mean, I don't even know what to tell you about that. Just go get some EpiPens because I know it's going to happen again. And it's just going to keep getting worse because you're just going to... Okay, here's the thing you could do, all right? Here's the thing that you could do, and it's... what do they call it whenever you do kind of a therapy or you try to get your body used to something?
Exposure therapy.
Yeah, exposure therapy. And that's how my nephew got over his peanut allergy. Dude, the doctor literally prescribed him peanut M&Ms every day. I was like, can I go to the doctor and get a prescription for peanut M&Ms?
Did he have to go to CVS and get them put in a pill bottle?
No, but he was given instructions by his doctor to do 3 M&Ms, peanut M&Ms per day. And just keep upping the quote unquote dosage until he got clear of his peanut allergy. So what you could do, you're on a 3 shrimp a day. I'm prescribing you, Jacob, 3 shrimps per day to get yourself over your shrimp allergy.
Well, I did only eat 3 shrimp this time, to be said. I didn't get a lot of it. And my throat almost closed, dude. I saw the lights. But I don't know if that's gonna work because I was not allergic to shrimp and crab and shellfish for 24 years.
I just imagine you running on the beach, running into the water with your mouth open, just I love Shrimp Fest.
I miss you so much, dude. And I love seafood, man. I just started eating sushi a few years ago. I love catfish. Awesome. I love shrimp. and now it's all gone.
Speaking of shrimp, did you hear that Red Lobster is going to have to file Chapter 11 because Endless Shrimp has bankrupted them?
No.
This is 100% truth. They having to file bankruptcy because their Endless Shrimp thing they did over, I think it was last summer they did it, put them in bankruptcy because people just came in and ate too many shrimp. It was too many Jacobs running in there eating too many shrimps.
I can't help but to feel partially responsible for this. just
Now
keep
we
the
know.
scampies and keep the biscuits coming, baby.
Now we know how they went out of business and how Jacob developed an allergy. It was too many Endless Shrimp at Red Lobster.
And I've always said that. Like, I've never understood how like Chinese buffets are profitable. Like when you pay like not anymore, but used to like back in the like a few years ago, you'd go in and
Yeah.
pay $8
Yeah.
and put down 3 plates of food. Just
It's not that
stacked.
way anymore. I literally just had Chinese buffet a little while ago. It was $15 for the buffet.
Yeah, see that makes more sense. And now, I mean, everyone's doing takeout, dude. Pizza Hut doesn't have buffets. It's only carry out or
Oh,
delivery.
dude,
Like,
I miss Pizza Hut buffet so bad.
so
I
there's
miss it.
one left down here. I think it's in Pascagoula. There's only one.
No, there's one in D'Iberville that still does the buffet, but they don't. It's only from like 11 to 1 Monday through Friday, and so I'm always working, so I can never. That's like 30 minutes away. I'll never make it over there in time.
Yeah. I'm a little closer now. I might scoot on over there one day to go relive childhood memories.
Yeah, no kidding. And I've been talking about this actually with my brother and some and childhood friend. We grew up close together, and we miss and we think Pizza Hut would do so much better if they just went back to their 80s aesthetic.
Mhm.
And if you walked in the Pizza Hut and it looked like it did in the 80s, with like the checkerboard tablecloths and the stained glass ceiling lamps, and they'll have like an arcade machine and a jukebox, just like and personal pan pizzas. Like if it was just they just went back to the 80s aesthetic, because everything sucks now for food. Like McDonald's looks like a hospital for depression when you walk in there now. It's like
Yeah,
there's
it does.
nothing fun about it anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's coming, man. Like especially for Pizza Hut because I mean the market's getting cornered. Like they don't make pizza that good and they don't make pizza that cheap. So on one end they're going to get battered by Little Caesars and on the other end they're going to get battered by mom and pop pizza shops, Domino's, like fucking freezer aisle DiGiorno's I'd rather have than a Pizza Hut pizza. Like they're going to have to go back. McDonald's doesn't have to do shit. I just really hope that they go back to having like the play places, the little video games and the thing. I think the problem is just that they don't want kids loitering around because they know that like the kids are gonna throw a fit to go to McDonald's just because of the food, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, you don't go to these places for the food. You go for the atmosphere. Like the reason
Right.
I loved McDonald's when I was a kid is because of the atmosphere there. Not that the food's never been great at McDonald's or anything, but you want to go there because it makes you happy. That's why it's called a Happy Meal. But you go there now and like you can't even barely get a Happy Meal now. Like I went and got a Happy Meal not too long ago, and I actually got a Happy Meal box with it. But for a long time, it was just like a little white bag that they would give you
Yeah.
with the stuff in it. Like nothing happy about this. This is like some dystopian nightmare shit.
Yeah, and the craziest thing is that, my kid has never been inside a play place. She's never experienced McDonald's from when I was a kid. She's never had it to where there's video games inside or anything. And she still throws a fit to go to McDonald's
Yeah.
to get a Happy Meal. And I'm like, but they figured something out with some kind of subliminal marketing where they know that like, oh, kids will forever want to come to only our restaurant. We
Yeah.
don't have to cater to them anymore.
But like when I was a kid, the thought like going to Pizza Hut was like a special event. Like Pizza Hut wasn't something you got normally, and it wasn't something that you got and took home. You went to Pizza Hut for the atmosphere that they had. Like you could go there and order, the pizza, and you're there in that, you're surrounded by like wood paneling and like video games and the salad bar, and like your dad could get a picture of Miller Lite. Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
You get those red cups that just makes the Mountain Dew taste so much better for some reason. Like that's what we want. We want and if they still did the thing where with the public libraries where you go and you read like a certain amount of books over the summer and you get a free personal pan pizza, I'd be at the library all the time getting my personal pan pizza book thing filled out.
Oh my gosh, dude, my school, that used to be their go-to reward for like if you had a certain amount of A's or something like that, you would get certificates for a Pizza Hut personal pan pizza. And I would always come home with 5 A's. So I got 5 certificates for 5 personal pan pizzas,
Hell
baby.
yeah.
I miss them.
I miss it. Everything's so depressing now. Why is everything so depressing? Why is architecture depressing? Everything's just boxy and gray and just awful. Why?
I don't know, man. And Target's done it too. Even Target's making all their buildings look gray instead of just bright red and white. Like, what? We're in a simulation, is what it is.
The simulation is breaking down, is what's happening.
Yeah.
We're running out of RAM, and everything is just going back to like polygon graphics, is what's happening.
Maybe they're like, well, if everyone's happy, then no one wants to shop and eat fast food.
Yeah, but even if you go get McDonald's now, like if you want to go get fast food, it's more expensive than going to a sit-down restaurant.
Yeah. Or yeah, it's the same price for the most part. Like the only thing that you don't have to factor in is tip. So
even with tip, if I go to the Mexican restaurant that's across the street from me, El Sitio's, I go over there. We can go over there and get 2 like dinner or like plates, and it's still cheaper than going to McDonald's and getting like 1 large combo and another sandwich and splitting the fries and everything. It's still cheaper than that, even with the tip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty insane. And dude, the weirdest thing ever is like Mississippi is one of the poorest states in the union in terms of like the income everyone makes. And in the top 3 most expensive states for food cost is New York, California, and Mississippi. What are we gonna do about that? I can't afford to eat. That's why I have to eat free shrimp and grits, because I just have to get it in where I can.
That's why we like going to like social functions with food, because it's just like I love going to like social functions just so I can get the free food.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, you tell me there's free food, I will be there.
Me too. I always go. That's mostly why I go to things. It's not because I like the people. I like the food.
Yeah. Every funeral I've ever been to, I've gone because of the reception. There's no free food afterwards. Sorry, Grandma. You should have done better than this.
Oh man, it was something I was gonna bring up on the show tonight, and now I can't even remember what it was. It was something that hit me earlier today. I wanted to bring up, and I should have wrote it down, and now I can't remember what it was.
Well, that's what happens when you get old.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I did. Did you see my eye? Did you see the picture of my eye?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, freaking almost got blinded the other day playing drums, man.
Yeah, why?
I was sitting there playing. We were practicing because we got this show coming up on June 1st. And we're sitting there practicing, and I'm sitting there playing. And my drumstick, the tip of my drumstick, about 5 inches of the top of the stick, split. And a piece just like the top half of the piece of the stick just kind of flew off and went right. It like hit me just like this, like straight across the eye, if it would have rotated a little more, like it would have probably taken my eye out.
All right, so two things. First of all, that's probably not the first time you've been hit in the face with 5 inches. Second of all, I feel like this is a sign for you to write a new script for a Final Destination movie.
Dude, seriously. Like, I mean, I've been hit with drumsticks before, like pieces of drumsticks. That's that's just a drummer's life, is getting hit in the face with drumsticks, but I've never had one hit me directly in the eye before, and it was kind of scary because I was like, holy shit, I could have lost an eye.
Yeah, how many inches is it from your eyeball to your brain?
Like 2 inches, I think. Not like directly.
Oh
It's
my
not
God.
far. Like your brain is like right behind here.
Dude, your brain almost got dominated by fucking 3 inches of
Dude,
drumstick.
can you imagine if like I died playing drums and the rest of the guys are like, dude, you fucked the song up, man, and I'm back there like fucking with a stick sticking out of my eye. Like that would
Your head
suck.
bangs on a cymbal on the way down. They're just like, Jason, fuck.
God damn it. Now we got to start over.
All right, one time without drums. One, two.
Somebody call 911. Son of a bitch. Now we're going to have to get a new drummer.
Jason, you used to be an EMT. Take care of it.
Take care of it, man.
You're just bleeding to death all over your drum set.
That's the life of a drummer, though, dude. I could be back there, and I could play the songs perfectly, and nobody says shit. Everybody else can fuck up all they want. The minute I miss, like, because what happened when I hit the stick, like, I missed a beat in the song because my stick broke, and like everybody turns and gives me that look, like, you fucked up. I'm like, God damn it! Like, how come y'all can fuck up all you want? I miss one hit, and I get the stare, like, you're fucking up, man.
You miss one hit, and you get 5 inches to the face.
Yeah, you get 5 inches to the face.
You're lucky one of them didn't give you 5 inches to the face.
I guess I should start wearing safety glasses when I play drums now.
Yeah, man, just pull a full Iverson and just put on the goggles while you're playing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I dig it. That's a good look.
But anything else before we get out of here for this week? I did have one. There's a weird story that came out a few days ago. I just want to do this one story before we leave.
Okay.
From NBC News. A bag of snakes was found in a passenger's pants at the Miami International Airport.
Was his name Jacob Craig?
Officers at Miami International Airport found a bag of snakes hidden in a passenger's pants while at a checkpoint late last month. Let's see. The snakes were turned over to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Currently, the relationship between the passenger and the snakes remains unclear.
So what are they, cousins?
I don't know. Why does there have to be I mean, he's obviously smuggling snakes somewhere. God, could you imagine? That'd be so weird.
It's unclear if they're American snakes or Mexican snakes.
Are you trying to get Mexican snakes into the country, boy? Trying to take American snake jobs?
These are our possums to eat. Taking our possums.
I just found that really weird, and I thought you would get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I imagine the first officer on the scene said, "Is that a bag of snakes in your pants, or are you just happy to see me?"
I was gonna say that, but I already grabbed one low hanging fruit of a joke, so I let you have that one today.
And the first officer on the scene already grabbed one bag full of snakes.
Oh man, but anything else before we call this an episode? Good Lord, this weather is like killing. I can't.
No, I'm good, man. I'm ready to head out. I've got a bunch of stuff I got to do for the apartment here. It's been a really busy week for me, so I am good to go, man.
Awesome. Well, before we go, just want to let everybody know that tickets are now available for the Falls from Grace show at Red Radio Show Live. It's going to be Saturday, June 1st at 7 p.m., doors at 5, and it's at the MGCCC IMPAC Center in Gulfport. And the tickets are available at mgccc.showware.com. And I'll put that link in the show notes so you can go get your tickets. Come hang out with us. It's going to be an awesome night of heavy metal. So come ready to, we'll start some heavy metal beefs that night and see what happens.
Oh yeah, man. I'm gonna show up just to cause trouble between you and the other bands.
Awesome. Hopefully I don't impale myself with a stick that night. So I'll be wearing my safety glasses.
Hopefully you're not the only one getting impaled with a stick that night.
Yeah. On that note, if you want to email us at openmicerspodcast@gmail.com. Linktree/OpenMicersPodcast takes you everywhere you need to go. All our socials, all the ways to give us money, including the Patreon, which is patreon.com/OMPodcast to help keep us going. And we love all of you, and we will see you all right here next week. All right. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Click that like and smash that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next week.
So cringe.